What up, Internet? This is Eugene from Workerbee Supply, and we recently made a big decision here in the studio that I'm excited to share with you. I'm switching from Mac to PC for my main creative workflow. Now, we've made a video series about the whole process from picking a new computer and building it, but today's video is going to be all about the reasons I'm moving from Mac to PC. I've used an iMac for many years, and for the most part, I've really enjoyed it. However, there's a few issues that keep coming up again and again, and they're the main reasons why I'm switching to PC. So here they are. First is the lack of upgradability. This is really frustrating when you can't add new components to your computer. The small number of ports and the seemingly increasing number of external components. The value you get from buying a high-end Apple machine. And finally, the drama between Apple and its partners, which really ruins my experience as a user. So first, let's talk about the lack of upgradability. Anyone who owns an Apple computer knows that once you get it, you're pretty much stuck with the components that are inside. For my iMac, I was able to upgrade the RAM and max it out. However, that was years ago, and with increasing file sizes and new cameras, I really would love to be able to upgrade components instead of having to throw out the whole, or sell, the whole machine and get a complete new one. This seems ridiculous to me. The rate of improvement is so much faster. Even when you're buying often a new Apple computer, it seems the components are already a few years old and they keep the full price until they release a new model. This is just not realistic when running a studio and constantly needing new components. I simply can't just upgrade to a new iMac every single year. So I'm really looking forward to being able to cycle through components and upgrade them as I need them. The next big issue is that there's so few external ports and so many new peripherals coming out. When I first got my iMac, I was in minimal desktop heaven. You know, it was super clean desk, there was a single cord, just like the ads coming out of the back of my iMac, and it was wonderful. But then I had to pull out a couple of my external hard drives, plug in a time machine backup, maybe throw a USB key in there, get my card reader, my tablet. All these things really started adding up to the point where every hour or so I have to unplug some sort of device to plug another one in, and my desk is just littered with drives and cables, which take forever to untangle. I'm really excited with a PC to get way more ports so things can stay plugged in longer, move a bunch of the external drives into the actual computer, and finally, move all that under my desk so it's not assaulting my eyes as I'm trying to focus on my work. The next one is a little bit unique, but there's a lot of grumpy Apple drama. The situation is that my iMac has an Nvidia card, and Apple has gotten into a bit of a spat with Nvidia and are refusing to upgrade their drivers for them and approve their drivers. So I have a video card in this computer that's quite powerful. However, because Apple and Nvidia have this argument, Nvidia is ready to go with the updates for the new operating system and Apple is holding them back, which is causing me to not be able to get the most power out of the components that I paid for and bought through Apple. I think this is ridiculous. It's literally affecting the programs I use most. So things like Photoshop, Lightroom, and Premiere are all running slower than they were on the last operating system. I think this is completely unacceptable, and I just can't get behind this sort of back and forth at the consumer's expense. So I'm really excited to be in control of my components and the drivers I install on them, rather than just being at the whim of what Apple chooses to approve or discontinue support for. The final point is value. At this point in time, I feel like Apple doesn't make a computer that's perfectly suited to my needs and sort of performance level. I could get a normal iMac, but that I feel is not quite powerful enough. iMac Pro starts to get way overpriced, and a regular one in Canada comes in at over 10K. And then the new Mac Pros are way past there, We're not making the next Pixar movie here, so we don't need a $20,000 computer. It's just ridiculous. What I'm really excited for is to pick specific components that the software I use will really utilize and only pay for that. And if later on down the line I find software that needs some other component to be really strong, I can go and just buy that specific component and sell the previous one. I don't have to replace my whole machine. So the way I've priced it out is my new machine will come in at around $4,000, which is significantly cheaper at that price point than anything I can get with Apple. Depending on your needs, Apple might make the perfect computer for you, and more power to you. Unfortunately, at this stage, that doesn't exist for us. So those 4 reasons, the lack of upgradability, the value, the not enough ports, and the bullshit Apple drama are the main reasons why I'm switching from Mac to PC. Over the next few weeks, we're gonna release a few more videos focusing on our PC build, so make sure you subscribe. First, we're gonna take a look at how to pick the perfect components for your computer so you don't spend money on components that you don't use and you really optimize every single component for the software you use on a daily basis. Next, we're gonna build the actual computer and show you that it's not really that complicated, even though it might take a little bit of time. And finally, once it's all done, I'll check in with you and let you know, has the PC switch solved the problems I've been having and the sort of frustrations I've experienced with my iMac, or is it just wishful thinking? So if you wanna follow along, make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and if you're considering building a PC, drop us a note in the comments below so you don't have to go at it alone. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next video.